talk a lot about how communication is key to success. Success in your family, success in your business, and just being a successful human. Being a good communicator is absolutely critical. But what we don't talk about is the other side of that, listening. Listening is a critical component of being a good communicator and having good communication. Think about it. If you're going up and asking somebody something, you're trying to find out something. When you're communicating, you're trying to find out something. You're trying to resolve an issue, or you're trying to get your point across. In order to do any of that stuff, you have to sit back and listen. You have to, if you're asking somebody a question, you're not just trying to inject your ideas, you're asking to get their feedback. You have to listen to what that feedback is. It's critically important. If you are trying to get your point across, you need to understand where the other party is coming from, where your spouse is coming from, where your kids are coming from, where your teammates are coming from. In order to do that, you have to listen. Listening seems super easy, but it's really not, because you're always thinking about how you're going to respond to what they're saying. So, they might have said a phrase at the beginning, and so you're nodding your head and you're thinking about your response to that initial part of the conversation. But later on is where the meat comes in at. So you're not even hearing what the other person is saying, because you're just trying to nod your head and think about how you are going to respond to one part of that conversation. You have to understand the whole part of the conversation. You have to understand exactly where they're coming from so you can be a good communicator. Listening is critically important, and it's super hard to do. So you think about the time where you're having a conversation with your spouse and you're just sitting there nodding your head. When somebody's sitting there nodding their head at you, they are not paying attention. I'm sorry to say that. They may look like they're engaged. They may look like they're paying attention, but they're not. That action is just giving them time to think about the response to a part of your question. Listening and being able to understand where people are coming from is absolutely critical. And equally important, most important, is doing that with your family, doing that with your kids. Your kids and your spouse has wonderful, wonderful ideas. They have wonderful, wonderful concepts and interpretations of different aspects and facets of life. In order to gather that, in order to educate yourself, in order to be a better person and a better leader and a better family member, you have to pay attention and listen to what the other person is saying. Think about that next time you're sitting there in a conversation, you're just nodding your head. Think about what you're doing while you're just nodding your head. You're not paying attention. You are thinking about your response. I challenge myself every single day. I am by no means an expert at this. I am a novice at best and trying to figure this stuff out. But I realize the importance of it. And I realize that educating myself and constantly moving myself and trying to get better is extremely important in being a good communicator and being able to get your point across to your team and being able to get the feedback that you value and that you want so badly. You need to sit back and listen. You need to sit back and actually pay attention. Let them finish their thought. Let them finish their whole thought before you decide you're going to respond. And if it takes you a couple of seconds in between that silent moment of a couple of seconds is not going to kill you. It's not going to make you feel uneducated or anything like that. That couple seconds to compose your thoughts of what they just said and then communicate properly. Critically important. I challenge everybody to try that. I know I work on it every single day. Not perfect at it, not even good at it yet. But through communication and through education and through practice, we can all be the best communicators we can possibly be. Hope that helps. Hope y'all listened. Have a great day.